Oops. I got to get my stuff going here. I've got a technical issue, so that's why I've got the bars behind me. Let's see if I can do something else here. Let's see. There's a solid black background. There's a white background. That's kind of cool. We'll just do that for a little bit. So welcome aboard, everyone. This is IrixGuy's live show. Episode number 123. That's right, 123. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in here. We've got, let's see, my alert is going off here. I'm going to check something here. Oh, yeah. Yep. So, bunch of good stuff brewing here. The drone stuff, man. I mean, I don't think we're going to see a new drone before the holidays, and that's been, a lot of people had already predicted that, saying Q1 of 2021, first quarter of year 2021 rather. So, not much of a surprise there, but still. Still a disappointment. I mean, we want new drones to come out ASAP. So, got, let's see, what's going on here? Exercise equipment, man. The Schwinn IC4 has been great. I'm already starting to lose this fat. And I've been around the block with different Schwinn IC4 apps. So, I started out with Zwift, Zwift is an awesome app. I've really enjoyed using Zwift. It's more of a cycling simulator than it is a what's the word for it? Than it is a a motivational tool. So if you're looking for something that that's going to encourage you to continue to push hard, and when you're riding up those simulated hills, you got your resistance set up higher. Those types of scenarios, you are probably going to, oh, there we go. Okay. Had to get that going. But you're probably going to find that if you're an avid cyclist, someone that does road biking, someone that, maybe you don't even do road biking now, but maybe you did road biking in the past. You are, let's see, there we go. Switching my camera view there. You're probably going to love Zwift because Zwift is a cycling simulator that compare with if you've got a smart trainer for your road bike, a lot of people have a trainer for their road bike and they bring their road bike indoors for their off season or, after hours workouts. The thing is now, you can get smart trainers. So, you can have your actual road bike, just like you would ride on the road, except it's indoors and it's attached to what's called a smart trainer. And then that smart trainer links up with Zwift, and you can have a really, really realistic indoor cycling experience. And, and again, Zwift is kind of it's an animated type look to it. It's not like a camera on the road. I mean, it's not like you're looking at an actual road. It's a simulated road. But what Zwift brings to the table is, you have tons of other real people that are competing, and there's races you can join. There's you can level up and get new in-game gear like cycling shoes and pants and jerseys and glasses and that sort of stuff. So, it's got a gamification component that makes it really cool. Now, Zwift is, in my opinion, best suited. Evening, Greg. Welcome aboard, sir. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the live show. It's more of a simulator than it is a motivational tool. But for some people, that may be a motivational tool. Cyclist, it's and At a pub so you can't hear it. Dude, that doesn't matter, man. Drink up. That's the, that is all good. Doesn't matter. I'll type that in the comments. Doesn't matter. Enjoy your drinks. There you go. No, man, whether you're joining from a pub or wherever, doesn't matter. That's all good. You join, and that's what matters. But yeah, Zwift is probably going to better appeal to, to people that are cyclists, that do some competitive cycling. Maybe they've got, several thousands of dollars worth of road bikes, the hardcore cycling. And I think that's where that's Zwift's strong suit. Now, I like Zwift, and it's fun to be able to track my virtual mileage. Obviously it tracks your heart rate, it tracks your cadence, and thumbs up, man. 2 thumbs up for Greg. And I'll even do this. So anytime, this is the sound of the super chat. So anytime a super chat comes through, you will hear this thing erupt. If I do $100 US worth of super chats during a live show, I will then break the drum. So just a reminder. But Trelp is in the hizzy. There you are, man. Welcome aboard, Trelp. Yeah, it's Zwift is more of a, it's a tool for cycling nerds. So, but what I've done, man, I mean, I've challenged myself to test all of these different apps for the Schwinn IC4 because, ultimately I want to become less fat. That's my goal. That's my goal, is to lose some weight here. So with that being the case, I canceled my Zwift membership, and I like Zwift. Zwift's a great tool, and I recommend it. But I canceled it in favor of Peloton because what I found, if I spent, let's say 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, there's different duration rides that you can choose. But within Peloton, it is buffering, man. Sorry about the buffering. It should clear up soon. What is happening, I've got uploads going to iCloud and then also to YouTube currently. And I've got the poor man's internet connection. So I've got a little bit of a challenging situation, man. But we'll get through this. We'll get through this bandwidth struggle together. But yeah, I mean, it's a great tool. But yeah, the Peloton, what I did, the same duration ride, Peloton app, and then I did the same duration ride for Zwift. And after the workout, man, Peloton just beat me up. I was just totally exhausted, at the end of the Peloton. And that's good. I mean, that's what I want. I want something that's going to promote weight loss. And for that reason, I decided, obviously I'm not going to pay 2 subscriptions. So I had to decide, do I want to use the cycling simulation? You kind of got to motivate yourself, or do I want these in front of my face, telling me when to stand up, telling me when to sit down, telling me when to change resistance? It just works. And I was afraid, initially, that it was going to be more of a, like a mass marketed subscription thing, where they try to sell you the bike, they try to sell you the subscription. I didn't even get the Peloton bike. I've got the Schwinn IC4. And I use the Peloton app. So it's actually a very, very affordable workout experience, especially when you're considering you don't have a gym membership. Trelp says, it's very smoky here. I got hazardous air. What's the smoke coming from, man? If you don't mind me asking, where geographically are you? I mean, you don't have to share. And where is all this smoke coming from? What's burning? So been really going around with the 25 minutes away, people have to evacuate. Wow. Where are you? And sorry if sorry if I'm out. I've made it a commitment to myself to no longer watch news. So I have no idea what's going on in the world. So what is burning? Where is it burning? And I hope you're safe. I mean, you said it's very smoky. And you got hazardous air quality. Now it was smoky here earlier, but that's because I was smoking some sausages in the smoker. But man, that's scary, dude. That is super duper 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 super duper 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 scary. This buffering should clear up here momentarily. Let's see. Man, that's scary. 25 minutes away. I mean, have you thought about evacuating? You know, when I think of something that close, I mean, you know, what if something unexpected happens, like your ability to evacuate as quickly? I don't know. I don't know where you are. I mean, I'm not your pro, but I would if I was in that kind of situation, man, I know I would be out of there. I would definitely be out. I'd have some bottled water, and I'd have some food. And I mean, that's scary, man. Well, let's see. This is, you're in Oregon. Oh, is it the right? And keep in mind, I have intentionally not turned on the news. I haven't watched the news in 6 or 8 weeks. I mean, I have not turned it on. And anything on my Facebook, I unsubscribe from anything that could even be somewhat news related. I'm living in a cave, man. Eugene, is that? I mean, is it a forest fire? Is it a riot? Is it what's causing the smoke? I mean, I really don't know. I mean, I've turned off all the media. That is scary. Yeah, you know, like I said, I made it to myself, and it was several months ago, and I just said, hey, I am not going to watch any news. I said, hurricane, if there's a tornado, I'm going to use what is called the brains, you know, and okay, well, there's strong wind, there's lightning, there's rain. Okay, it sounds like more intense. Maybe I should take show. You know, that's the thing I need the news for. And anything else, and I don't need, what I'm saying, I don't even need the news for that. I just use comments. So it's like a rainy day, but it's a bit worse to go outside. So what, Trip, you still haven't told me. So you're in Oregon, and there's smoke, but what is this? What is the smoke coming from? Is it a forest fire? Is it a riot where they're burning stuff, or what is it? I mean, I'm totally in the dark. I mean, I'm not making this up. I really have ignored all current events. Reminder for everyone tuning in, this is the sound of the super. So if you choose to super chat, this will mount. And if we get through $100 US in a single live show, we'll break out the drum. So what started fire? I'm going to have to break my rule. I'm going to have to pull up the news here. Oh, it's a forest fire. Okay. Well, now I'm not going to pull up the news because I don't want to see it. I cannot stand. If you want to put me in a bad mood, just put me in front of CNN or whatever. I get irritated. I can't go with it. And that's the best thing I've done the past few weeks is just turned off all mainstream media. Turn it all off. Everything's so much better. TX Sat, Transmit Sat Electronics, and Aerial Custom Videos. Really dragging now, locked up. Long buffer. Yeah, man, this buffering. Hopefully, let's see. Let me see if my what it is. It's uploading a iCloud uploads, but I've also got YouTube uploading concurrently, and hopefully this iCloud thing's about to finish its little upload, because I know it's frustrating. That's something I want to do, is get a faster internet connection. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is going to help. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to watch this stuff calm down here. Yeah, that's going to take care of the buffering, I think, here in a second. Okay. Yeah, Apple's going to have their big launch event next week, so that ought to be exciting. It was, I think it was actually Brad was saying that he thinks that Apple may be releasing the, or not necessarily releasing, but unveiling the 14-inch MacBook Pro during the Apple launch event next week. So that'd be cool if they do that. Okay, it's back. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, hopefully this will clear it up. Jake says, a bit late for the party, but I'm here. Dude, welcome aboard. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome aboard. Yeah, Jake, sorry you're a little bit late for the party, but the buffering ought to be clearing up now. I had a buffering issue because of a bunch of stuff that was uploading. That's something I'd really like. I would like an internet connection where the upstream is not gimped. I'm gimped at I think it can go to 5 megabits per second upstream on a good day, but this internet connection has turned into garbage recently. It really has. Everything has. But I guess that's just the sign of the times. But the good thing is, like I said, no longer watching the mainstream media, so staying away from mainstream media makes the quality of life day to day so much better. It really does. So, yeah, ready to get out there and get some bears, videos and photos of bears in the wild. That's on my to-do list, and I'm super excited that Sigma 100 to 400 millimeter lens for the Sony E-mount system. That lens is large, but it's light and small enough to be able to be portable. And that's what I'm super stoked about, man, is the first time ever, actually having a lens that I can keep in my backpack along with other gear, because I haven't had that opportunity before with the G Master, the 100 to 400 GM, which is a wonderful lens, but man, it's so big and it's so heavy. And even if you're not carrying it along with other equipment, that lens is just kind of crazy. Trelp says, do you mind if I put my Instagram link here to show where the fire? Dude, go for it. Seriously, post away, man. That'd be awesome. That would be that'd be really cool. And guys, I'm always good with links, so never feel like you've got to ask me. I mean, my only ask when we're dealing with we're sharing links and that sort of stuff is that that it's appropriate for all age groups, because I keep this channel I keep it clean and free free of profanity, because I want to make sure that everything is advertiser friendly. So that's super important. This haircut is terrible, man. I got those fortunately I had those clippers before the pandemic, and look at it. It's just, man. Yeah, that do it yourself haircut. I mean, whatever works, I mean, I'd rather buzz my head than well, see, I've gotten smart, so I've started doing a 2 on the sides and the back, and then I've started doing like a 6 or an 8 on the top. So it looks like I actually have hair, but it looks like I've just got a really crappy hair. I mean, just terrible haircut, which it is, but it's free. Those clippers paid for themselves, after a few times of use. I got them prior to the pandemic, which was great. Jake says, just got home after a fire tonight. Big structure fire. Oh, man. And Jake says, how long have you been on for? I've been on for, I'll tell you exactly. Let me look at the video monitor here. I'm going to switch the output to my multi-view. Jake, I've been on 25 minutes and 48 seconds. So that's what's cool, man. And I'm going to talk about this thing again, not in too depth, but this ATEM Mini Pro has been a game changer. It's a way to get professional live streams without all the fiddling around with software. It's just a great, reliable experience. Now, granted, I've got some buffering right now because of the network conditions, but it's an awesome tool. And married to this Rodecaster Pro that's on my studio's desk, because I've got the ATEM Mini Pro across the room, tiny room, but it's still across the room. This has just really made life. Oh, Andrea. Andrea is here. That's just a reminder. That's just to celebrate Andrea, because Andrea is always gracing us with her presence, which is deeply appreciated. Super awesome. And this is for everyone else. If you super chat, the sound of the super chat will erupt. That's what this is right here. But yeah, Andrea, welcome aboard. So we've got a little bit of buffering tonight. I do apologize for that, but just making do with the bandwidth that we've got. The bandwidth is kind of an issue nowadays. Everything that's going through the internet right now. Ton of stuff. Let's see. So everybody check out Instagram.com/ or you don't have to do a forward. Yeah, well, you could do Instagram.com/ Trelp. I'm going to do that right now from, let's see. I'm looking for your wildfire photo. Okay, 3 L's. Let's see. Yeah, that's TRELLLP. There we go. Trelp. Aha, I see your map. And you have, whoa, those wildfire markers. That's scary, man. The pink and red wildfire markers. So everybody check out Trelp on Instagram, and you can see this. And let's see. There's a link too. I don't know if that link came through, but that's directly to Trelp's photo and Instagram of the wildfires in Oregon. And Jake says, yeah, it's the anniversary of 9/11. Yep, horrible time. I remember that vividly. That's Trelp's post that I just linked to, the Instagram link. Yeah, I remember, unfortunately, 9/11 very vividly. I had turned 21, and I woke up just a wicked hangover. This was in college, and woke up with a wicked hangover. All the phones were going off. People were yelling and shouting, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? And then it was horrible. Hopefully we don't ever encounter that again, because that was a horrible experience. Yep, so Trelp is surviving the wildfires today. That's scary, man. Bet you're just kind of looking at the map and being like, I hope it doesn't get closer. That is scary. Super duper duper scary. So let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, I think live chat blocks links, but everybody will see the post that I tried to link. It's just Instagram.com/Trelp, TRELLLP. That's 3 L's. 3 L's to get to. So your Instagram has 3 L's. Your YouTube name has 2 L's. Yep. So that is freaky. Whoop. Got an alert. Let's see what's going on here. There we go. Okay, so, yep, next week, again, big week. You know, Apple's launch event. Allegedly, we're going to see some of the ARM, which is Apple CPU, probably in their laptops. I'm excited about the desktop, or the iMac rather, that has the ARM. That's probably something I'll pick up, just because this laptop I'm using now, I mean, I just upgraded recently, and yeah, it is Intel, but you know, I want to try to get as much use out of it as I can before I switch. Jake says, I got some documentary photos of the fire I responded to tonight. Any honor sound effects for those who lost their lives? I wish I did, man. I don't have any sound effects that are appropriate. But that is if you've ever been to the memorial in New York, man, it's freaky with the water, and then it's got the hole, and the water just goes in the hole. Really, really eerie place. But yeah, that was a horrible thing, man. Trelp says it just looks like a lot of fog outside. Trelp's talking about the forest fires in Oregon, is what he's talking about. I'm itching all over, man. I think I got into some poison ivy. You know, that's that plant that'll just make you itch. I've got, like, my skin itches, my legs itch. I just hope I don't get, like, I hope poison ivy doesn't get all over me, because I've been out in the yard doing stuff, and it's kind of crazy how that happens, man. But yeah, Apple's launch event's going to be big, and then there's going to be what's interesting is the Sony A7C, the Sony A7 Charlie, and it looks like a It's a smaller version of a Sony Alpha. A smaller version, well, maybe kind of around the same size of like the A6300. But what's kind of disappointing about it, even though it has the flip forward screen, what's disappointing is that it sounds like they're going to be making a new lens, and we don't want that. Stick with the Sony E mount. You know, keep everything Sony E, because that's you don't want to have to. If people are going to have to buy a new lens system, a new type of lens, that takes away from a lot of your customer base, because a lot of people aren't going to want to purchase a new camera body, have to purchase new lenses. Now, for someone that doesn't have a camera body or lenses, that's a different animal. But I think that's a poor move. I think Sony made a poor move with that. Jake says, it was a result of a grease fire in the kitchen, as the homeowner said. Trelp says, I think the reason the fire started is most likely from lightning. Wow. Yeah, lightning can do some damage, man. Trelp says, Apple silicone might convince me to want to get a Mac. You know, what's funny, and I remember when I started using a Mac, and I keep in mind, I never used a Mac until they came out with Mac OS 10. I didn't like the original Mac OS because it was GUI, graphical user interface only, didn't have the Unix command line or anything, so I didn't like it. Prior to using a Mac, I built my own Linux machines, and I ran the SunSpark stations, which ran Solaris, and I also ran Silicon Graphics computers that ran IrixGuy's, and then I also built my own Linux servers and workstations, and I ran several different flavors. I ran Slackware, I ran Mandrake, I ran SUSE, I ran Debian. Debian came out a little bit later than the other flavors. I ran FreeBSD, but then when Apple came out with and it was actually an iMac that I bought, the original like brightly colored iMac that had the CRT style monitor. You know, it was the first iMac, and I got that, and I got OS 10 on it, and ever since then I've been a Mac user, and I've never had since that I haven't had the desire to build my own x86 systems, Intel systems. But what's funny is that Apple made the switch, because at the time Apple was using PowerPC. And then, after a few years of PowerPC, Apple made the switch to Intel, which obviously today Apple's using Intel. So it's kind of interesting that we're excited again about Apple going back to their own, stepping away from Intel and going back to Apple silicone. And I'm excited. I'll admit I'm excited about it. It is disappointing, though, for especially people that have heavily invested in stuff like the Mac Pro. For businesses that have invested in that and spent a lot of money, it is kind of disappointing that they can kind of, their days, once Apple goes to ARM, that their days are going to be a little bit numbered as far as being able to use that system before Apple makes a hard cut. Because Apple will probably ease people into it, but realistically, after a few years, people aren't going to be using Intel anymore. They're going to be using ARM. Jake says, an IrixGuy, I'm going to Central Frontenac to film Canadian Pacific CP rail trains tomorrow, so check out my channel. Definitely, dude. And if I have a live show tomorrow, come online and share those videos with everyone if you want to, man. The Lego Master says, what's up, IrixGuy? What is up, the Lego Master? Welcome aboard, Lego Master. Welcome aboard. Jake says, I'm allergic to poison ivy. If I get into it, I break out in huge rashes and blisters. Yeah, I had to get a cortisone shot or something. I mean, I got a wicked breakout and had to get shot up. Trelp says 2 hours northeast, there are too much large fires that a few days ago sent a lot of smoke and ash to Eugene as well as the city of Portland. Trelp's talking about the wildfires in Oregon. The Lego Master says, do you still use Linux? Yeah, I do. On a lot of my company's servers, I use Linux, and then I also use Linux for my IrixGuy.com and EpicDroneShow.com. That's hosted by Linux. In the past, I would co-locate, and this is, I'm an old school dude, so in the past, I would build a Linux box, and at the time, it was 486s, man. That's how long ago it was. I mean, I'm an old dude. I'd build a 486, and I'd, install Linux and then ship it off to my data center, and the data center would co-locate the Linux server. And it's, that's what I used to do. Now I just use AWS, Amazon Web Services. So actually, I've got IrixGuy.com is just running off of Amazon Web Services. It's a Debian Linux flavor, and I've set it up, and I've installed, Apache and virtual hosting, and I've set up the SSL for the secure, HTTPS, and it's actually really cool. I've enjoyed the Amazon EC2. Amazon EC2 has been very nice. And it's, now that I've started administering virtual Linux servers with Amazon Web Services, I haven't really dealt with, I haven't dealt with the hardware any time recently. And you said, do I still use Linux? Yeah, I mean, actually, but the only computer I have right now is this MacBook Pro that's in front of me, so it's got Mac OS 10. So this is the only computer that I have in my studio currently. When Apple comes out with the ARM iMac, I'll probably pick up an ARM iMac and use that as my primary studio computer and continue to use this until the ARM MacBook Pros kind of become prevalent, and then I'll probably trade this in and switch to an ARM MacBook Pro and be all ARM at that point. Lego Master says, I use Mac OS for work and Manjaro Linux. I haven't used that one. That's cool. Cool, man, for your personal laptop. Trep says, I'm very happy that I haven't had to evacuate. Hey, man, be proud that you haven't had to evacuate, but if you feel that you need to, definitely do. It's always good to be ahead of the rush. Should conditions change, it's always good to be ahead. It's always better to be ahead of the rush on the roadways, because that's another thing you don't think of. If you've got to evacuate, whether it's a hurricane or a wildfire or insert whatever here, if you've got to evacuate and you're having to fight for space on the roadways with others, it's not a good feeling. So definitely, if I was in your situation, if I had something approaching and I didn't know how soon it may get there, I would probably have a backpack. Well, I always do. I have a bug out bag, and my bug out bag has a bunch of survival stuff. And it's something that if I have to grab and go, if there's any sort of emergency and I have to grab and go, there's enough water in there. There's enough self-defense items in there. There's enough food items in there, shelter items, fire starting items, enough stuff in my bug out bag to enable me to hopefully get to a safe location and be able to be self-sufficient for at least a few days. So it's, Trev says, these fires are convincing me to want to buy a fire safe. Yeah, fire safe is important, man. I mean, the scary part is, though, about it, and this is what I don't want to freak you out, but I'll just tell you anyway. The thing that freaks me out is, anytime if there's a fire or something like that takes out a lot of residences and businesses, even if you have a fire safe, unfortunately, because of all the dishonest people in the world, you're probably going to have looting and all of that. So that's the freaky part. The Lego Master says AWS, talking about Amazon Web Services, is nice. Yeah, it's, once you set it up, it's, being able to manage your own virtual network. I mean, if I need to spin up additional servers for other things, I can. I mean, obviously for IrixGuy.com, it's just a self-contained thing. I've got the database, the MySQL database running on the same. I've got a dual CPU with just a moderate amount of storage space. I mean, nothing great, but it's done really well. I've been very satisfied with AWS for the past few years, and I just hope they keep their rates affordable. And I don't have a desire to go anywhere else, because I mean I'm root. I administer the entire server, all the software, all the OS level updates, all of the configurations, and I don't have to go through all the hoopla like you do if you do a shared hosting plan. Jake says, for sure I will do that, but I will mention it being on my channel, is that's where videos will be, if any trains. It's a single track, narrow gauge track, so sometimes you might see nothing. Very cool. Yeah, dude. Seriously, share the link tomorrow, and I'll post it in the or you post it in the comments, I post it in the comments, whatever, and everybody can check out your videos on your channel. And let's see. Speaking of that, if everybody hasn't subscribed already to Jake, be sure to subscribe, because he's going to be posting tomorrow some train videos. Trepp says, yeah, that bag is a good idea. Yeah, you got to have, well, you don't have to, but here's the thing. I'm always ready for, I'm not trying to be too confident about it, but I always feel that I'm prepared to bug out, because you never know what the next day is going to bring. The problem is that nowadays there's a large camp of people that don't even know how to start a fire in the wilderness. I mean, it's really scary. I mean, if a lot of people had to rush out, even if they had their bug out bag, I know a lot of preppers that, they think they're cool because they've watched shows on TV, and they've bought a backpack, and they've put in matches, and they put in some paracord, and they put a magnesium fire starter if they really think they're feeling advanced. And they put in fish hooks and fishing line and this, that, and the other. But they really have no idea what they've got or how to use it or where to go to use it. I mean, that's the challenge. If people are in more of an urban environment, it's kind of a different animal, because surviving with a bug out bag in an urban environment is completely different than using a bug out bag to survive in a wilderness area. I mean, ultimately, if I have to bug out, I want to go somewhere that's remote. I want to go somewhere that, has a water source, somewhere that has, preferably fish within that water source that can be caught and eaten. Somewhere where, depending upon whatever's happened that's prompted the bug out, something where I can remain self-sufficient and, and stay away from the majority of the people. Because, you don't, depending upon the situation, you may not want other people around. You may want to bug out and stay isolated until whatever, possible threat runs its course. So Jake says, but I'm more than happy to share my videos if you do any while rail fanning the CPR Belleville subdivision tomorrow. We shall see. Trepp says, I've seen clips of the aftermath of other places, and the houses are pretty much gone. Trepp says, have a good stream. I got to go eat dinner. Cool, man. Thanks for joining, Trepp. Good to have you, man. And Jake says, since I'm a firefighter, I always have an emergency kit just in case I get into trouble or get stuck somewhere. Always important. Always have. And see, that's something I do. Anytime I'm driving anywhere, if I'm going to be on the road, in my trunk, I've got a bunch of bottled water. I've got, a magnesium fire starter if I need to start a fire. I've got warm clothes. I got a sleeping bag, in cold weather months. Because you never want to assume that you're going to be able to make it to shelter. You should always assume that you could be stuck on the side of the road in an ice storm and potentially be there for a few days. So you need something to eat. You need something to stay warm. Talking about cold weather. Jake says, only if you like machines, trains, boats, trucks, and other things like that. Fly Right Drone says, hey, Irix guy. Hey, Fly Right Drones, welcome aboard, man. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the live stream. And by the way, everybody, that buffering that we were having earlier should be completely gone now. It was the product of uploads that I had going, and that should be completely cleared up. But that's the thing, man, about this YouTube. You know, you gotta have content going upstream, and I've started using this different, and this was something that released with the latest version of Compressor. And Compressor is an app that I use on the Mac in conjunction with Final Cut Pro 10. So after I edit a video within Final Cut Pro 10, I then send that edited video to Compressor. And what Compressor will do is package that video into a format for whatever type of, platform that you're going to send the video to. You know, you're going to upload it to, say, YouTube. The new Compressor has something that's really cool. It's called, actually, I don't have Compressor open right now, but it's called like YouTube up to, oh, that's what it is. It's YouTube up to 4K. So, you know, it's a video encoding setting that is supposedly optimized for upload to YouTube. What I've found with that video format is that my videos now, whereas I was using up until the past few weeks, I was using video sharing services 4K, which worked great. They were a lot more compressed. These videos where I'm using the YouTube up to 4K within Compressor, where I'm using that setting, you know, I'm getting videos that are, some of them are as much as 6 gigs. So, you know, I've got a video right here that's it's 19 minutes and 58 seconds, and it's uploading right now during our live stream, which that's not impacting our live stream now because that part of the congestion was something else I had going. But it's 19 minutes and 58 seconds, and it's 6.04 gigs. So, you know, a lot larger file size than I had when I was using 4K video sharing services. But my expectation is that by using this new compression setting for YouTube upload that's now part of the current version of Compressor, that by using that new compression setting, that after these videos upload, that they'll provide the optimal viewing experience for the viewer. So for me, I feel that it's worth, I feel that it's worth, I feel that it's worth having the larger upload size and, and have the better viewing experience for the viewers. You know, whether they're watching in 4K or at a, oh, here we go. Hey guys, I'm gonna bounce here. I gotta hop. I've got another live stream commitment that I need to do real quickly. So we're about an hour in, and we'll continue this conversation. We want to talk about the optimal YouTube compression, and you know why that's important. So we'll do some video editing workflow tutorials. That was something a lot of people have asked. You know, hey man, how do you edit your videos for YouTube? Which format do you use to upload your videos to YouTube? You know, we're gonna have all of that. So with that being said, I appreciate everyone tuning in as always, and I'm going to let's see. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this puppy up here. Stocks and Watches, and that's actually who I'm joining now. So check out Stocks and Watches channel. Stocks and Watches just commented. I'm going to bounce over to his channel and join his live show which will actually be one of the first I guess it will be the first live show for stocks and watches. So come join us there if you want to. With that being said, everyone stay safe. And stay safe and just stay sane, man. Don't go crazy because of this, because of this pandemic. So it's, it is unfortunately a crazy time, but stay tuned for another live show. I'm going to have a live show tomorrow. And again, come on over to Stocks and Watches channel. Stocks and Watches just commented. He's going to fire up a live show, and we're going to talk about stocks and watches. Y'all have a good day. Be safe.